Behind me is the new Z06. I love this car. I drove it about a year ago at the press launch at Pittsburgh International Raceway, but I only got about 5 or 6 hours behind the wheel. I wanted to get some more time, so Chevy has dropped off the new Z06 to see what it's like to actually live with. And I've brought a special guest on the channel that most of you know, who's lived with one for a lot longer than I have. With the New Balances and everything, was that planned?
Corvette owner, you said you love this car. I'm here to really show you, wait, no, that's not what I meant to say. I am here to explain to you why it is the best sports car for under 150 grand, in my opinion.
I'll just let you do the review then.
Yeah, sure, all right, I am taking over the channel. Anyways, this is such an amazing machine that I bought one. I literally got a ride along in an engineering prototype like 2 years ago. I got out of the passenger seat, was like, okay guys, whenever it's time to order one of these, let me know because I need one in my life. And you've experienced it on track.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely brilliant. I've driven it on track. Now I've gotten a ton of seat time on the road. So I'm excited about that. Other than the fact that it's got, let's go around to the back, the LT6 powertrain, which is unbelievable. Yes. The fact that they stuck a exotic 458 inspired flat plane crank engine, the highest horsepower naturally aspirated V8 in a production car ever.
Yes.
This is incredible. It sounds amazing, the upshifts, the downshifts, but other than that, what's your favorite part about the car?
It's fun doing all sorts of different things. It's always exciting. Every time you start it up, it's a big smile on your face. And also it's like, it checks so many boxes for the money, which, I mean, that's kind of been the Corvette formula. But I remember I compared this to my R8 RWS, which similar-ish price point, but like this not only was faster, more capable, had more tech, was newer. Like my R8 didn't have blind spot warning, it didn't have a front lift, didn't have a backup, I had a backup camera, it didn't have the rear view mirror camera.
Yeah.
There's so many of these things, and while that may not be the reason to buy a car like this, it's nice to have it also.
100%.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone watching knows about the Z06. You know what motor it has, you know the horsepower, 0 to 60, 2.6 seconds. But what I didn't realize is I drove it in the least optimal conditions possible yesterday. I drove it to pick up, I just took delivery of my Tesla Plaid with a full Vorsteiner body kit. You saw it, what do you think?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right, so I'm gonna be unveiling that on the channel soon. But I took this, it was 2.5 hours to get to Vorsteiner and 2 hours and 45 minutes back.
So you had to drive 7
in
miles
bumper
in Los
to bumper
Angeles?
traffic.
7 miles.
Yeah, it was 6.5 miles. And it was really comfortable.
Yeah.
In tour mode, it's a full-fledged, daily drivable car.
Yeah.
And you've got trunk space in the front and in the rear.
Yes.
The only thing that I found slightly interesting is a lot of supercars have space behind the seats, and there isn't a ton of space behind the seats here for like putting your backpack.
Yeah, that's true. Like my R8 had a whole little like luggage shelf. What is the McLaren has a little thing back there too. Yeah, but you get the space here, which the other ones don't. Right?
100%.
And you have to get like a Cayman to have the mid-engine and the trunk in the back.
Do you ever take the top off of this car?
I'm scared of dropping it, so no, I haven't done that. I've done it on other Corvettes.
Should we take the top off of this?
Yeah. Also, hey, don't put ice cream back here because it'll melt. You can't.
It gets really hot.
It gets very, because the engine's right back there.
That
right?
makes sense.
You have to use the front trunk.
This is such a work of art. Special thanks to Dale Sherry for making this engine. It's basically the one man, one engine philosophy. They're handcrafted, right? Yeah. One person the whole time? That's pretty cool.
Somebody who knows what they're doing.
All right, so let's see how we take this off. I've got a general idea. Let's see if the owner knows how to take it off. There's basically, what, 3 different switches?
Tabs right there. You know, we're both former mechanical engineers, so we should really know how to do this kind of thing.
Yeah, they didn't really teach me this at University of Michigan.
We could do fluid dynamics.
What if we did have a class where it was how to remove the roof on a Z06?
I'm struggling right now.
Yeah, we wouldn't have passed, apparently. What were you doing?
Let's just pull like this a little tab. And look how easy it is.
Okay, there we go.
Sometimes brute force is not the solution.
Yeah, apparently. Man, this thing looks so good in rapid blue.
The best. Smurf blue.
I mean, obviously you're biased that this is the best color, but I actually genuinely think that this is the best color.
I'm just gonna run away with the roof.
Okay. Well, you guys saw him. It wasn't me who took it.
It's actually pretty light.
Is it really?
You can get this in carbon fiber, or you can get it as like a clear piece. Mine's just painted too, because I like it when it matches.
Yeah, no, it looks nice.
And then it clips into the back. Why am I doing all that?
I'm learning something. I thought...
Ow, that's hot.
What, do you hit the exhaust? All right, only 4 hours later, and the roof of the car is in the trunk. Nice.
But then you can't use the trunk for anything else anymore.
Yeah, but you know what? I think this is a underrated element of Corvettes, having the coupe with the availability of taking the roof off. It's like the 918 Spider. Soft close, front trunk on the 2024 model.
Ta-da!
That's pretty cool.
I'm very jealous of that. Apparently it's like impossible to retrofit. I thought it was, okay, just a little latch. No, it like connects to the body control module and the wiring harness. I was like, okay, that's never gonna be, you can't retrofit on the older ones. Because on mine, you gotta kind of like,
So we're out on basically my favorite road in the world. So I say we go for a drive, talk about what your experience has been like, and then I'll talk about what my experience has been like over the last couple days.
Yeah, because you owned that Speciale Aperta.
Yeah.
And this, I describe it as a pissed off American 458.
Yeah.
And that they benchmarked the 458, they went to a 488, thought the 488 was too boring or soulless. Yep. Then they actually picked up a Speciale, and they had a GT2 RS also. So early on, remember the camo cars?
Yeah.
There was a 2 RS and a 458, and then a Speciale driving around with these things, so.
They benchmarked the right cars, and the result is very impressive, which we will show you right now. Now, we're gonna put the roof back on just for audio reasons, but...
Why am I doing all the work?
I don't know. Why do you think I brought you here? But I have to say, they did such a good job of the interior. Honestly, such a big upgrade from the C7. Basically, just a continuation of the C8's interior. There's not a ton of differences, but they did such a good job.
Yeah, they haven't changed much at all. You still have the Great Wall of Corvette buttons. They changed the screens a little bit, but...
I'm curious, since you haven't been in the passenger seat much.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's really cool from the driver's seat having all of the controls pointed at you. So if we look in the center stack here, we've got all of the climate controls, the screens are tilted, but then if you're in the passenger side, you're kind of...
There's nothing to do.
Blocked off.
Yeah, there's nothing to do.
But what are you I mean, the people who have the displays, they look cool, no one's ever gonna use that.
No.
What are you supposed to do in the passenger seat other than just chill out?
One complaint my girlfriend has, there's not enough things to grab onto. There's no like handle. So every time I take a turn really fast, she's like panicking, I just see my peripheral vision, her arms flailing.
Do you have these are the GT2 style seats?
These are GT1 seats, I think. No, GT2, you're right, GT2. I know my car. Yeah, I've got the same seats as this.
I'm going to be making a second video with this car, a point of view drive, going over more of the features of the interior, the performance details, what it's like to drive. But I really want to have Eddie here give us some serious info on what it's like to live with, because
you want like actual valuable?
I want some valuable information. I picked the wrong guy, huh?
I'm gonna go home.
I will say one of my favorite parts about this car is the startup noise. It sounds pretty nice. What are you learning over here?
I do that. I'm looking at the window sticker. Yeah, it's a 3LZ 2024. They raised the price slightly from the 23. This one's built to 147,800, which is kind of crazy. It's built
pretty high.
Because my Z07 car is 151, and this is not Z07. It does have the carbon ceramic brakes, which is 8,500. The normal ground effects, the 4,000. Gas guzzler attacks, 2,600. Front lift, 2,600.
Let's see if you can keep reading that.
Keep reading the window sticker?
Yeah.
So today, we're gonna learn about this Corvette Z06's options. It has the, I can't read this. It has the rapid blue exterior, which is, I'm gonna get. Do you want to see any extra up in a Z06 passenger seat? No more. 15 mpg combined, 12 mpg. You're doing pretty good. One highway. You spend 11,750 more in fuel costs over. Alright, no more. I'm putting this away.
That's a lot of fuel costs.
You maniac. Yeah, it's
obviously, okay. If you're buying this car, you're not concerned about the fuel costs.
Miles per
in
gallon.
fact, the worse fuel economy it gets, probably the better.
The Z07 actually has a noticeable drop in fuel economy.
Because of the Aero?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I mean, the Canards and the big ass wing out back, so yes, it will actually. Mine is averaging either 12 or like 13-ish for lifetime so far.
So I believe the Z07, nice little water there, has 10% quicker spring rates than the Z06.
Just to handle the extra downforce.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, but here's the thing, there was a lot more tweaks, right? Because as far as I remember, you had to get carbon ceramic brakes if you ordered the Z07, but then and it comes with a Cup 2R tire, so they got just for that. But you can order, like mine, Z07 without carbon wheels. So there's like almost two variable tiers, and like we were talking earlier, carbon wheels actually retunes the steering. They just slow it down because it got too twitchy.
Well, it's like
lower unsprung weight.
41 pounds of unsprung mass
and
reduced,
that's a lot,
which is a lot.
Rotating, yeah.
But it is interesting that they had to recalibrate the steering because of the wheels.
Yeah, so I guess, because you can also do carbon wheels on a non-Z07 car. So there's probably like 3 different versions of that. That's
a very unique spec.
Yeah. carbon. Well, a lot of people were doing that early on because
Really?
you couldn't get the Z07 Aero. That was on
gotcha.
extreme constraint. People still wanted like a high spec car. So there's actually a lot like this with carbon wheels on them, which I did not bother to order because I ran out of money. So
fair enough.
well, actually, I legit had like a mental price point of like 150 grand.
Yeah.
So I kind of built it to that, and I was like, any more than that, you're pushing into like other cars.
So how many miles do you have in your car now?
4,500, I think.
Oh, that's not that many.
Yeah, it's not that. Well, I didn't have enough time to drive
Yeah,
it.
you got 2 months out of the year in Michigan to
Yeah,
drive it
pretty
properly.
much. Yeah, and
Is it in
it's
hibernation still?
No, it came out. I took
Okay.
it down to a National Corvette Museum recently, last weekend, and yeah, gotta put more miles on. I do want to drive it out west. I think that'll be fun.
You should.
Yeah.
No, that would be epic.
It'll be really cool. And just put I think I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
like
not?
you know, it's always hard to say a forever car, right? We play that game all the time.
100%.
But like, I ordered the car brand new. It's got my little name on the plaque. It's got it's a low VIN, like 38. So like, and it's special. And I love the car. Like, what more do I really want?
No, it's a great car. And honestly, so when they first came out, the car is unbelievably awesome at its MSRP.
Yes.
But when it first came out, if you weren't one of the lucky few like Eddie to get it at MSRP, it felt a little crazy at $250,000. But now I'm seeing used ones for high 120s to 150, and now it's an epic car for the price again.
Yeah, 100%. I was technically, I got mine for under sticker.
Really?
So
Wow.
remember Andrew Hatch?
Yeah.
So I just needed an order number, and I was like, this is at MSRP, right? He goes, yeah, of course. You know what, actually, let's do it for $1 under sticker, just to say
that's
you got
hilarious.
it. And we did it, right?
That's hilarious.
Nobody believed me, but I actually have a Z06 for under MSRP. It's only
That's
like $1 or
impressive.
something, but yeah, I thought maybe 20 to 25K over, I could justify that, like just because it was that special, especially early
100%,
on.
100%.
But when you're talking 50, 100, 150K over, no, that's...
Yeah, because eventually it will lose that.
Correct.
Because when the ZR1 comes out and
Correct.
the Zora comes out,
Yep.
that will be the car that's commanding those type of premiums again.
I'm kind of worried to drive the 01 this summer
Yeah?
whenever we can, because I'm so
Because
scared.
of how good it's going to be.
Yeah, we know it's going to be faster, but I
Yeah.
just want to... How much more? And I want to just keep my Z06, but ZR1, it's going to be more rare, it's going to be more hardcore, it's going to have a giant wing.
So you were saying launch control can happen in any of the performance traction modes.
Yeah, so-
You don't need it in race 2. We're on
We're in dry.
right now.
So let's do 06. You got to hold the... Remember, you have to, like, press the brake like crazy. There we go.
Oh, it didn't
Oh, you have to hit dismiss to restart it.
What I mean
Oh,
is,
shit,
it did 2.1.
Yeah, oh my god.
You probably could get like 2.4 with an ideal launch.
Yeah,
On a downhill.
on a downhill with a strong tailwind. I just had an E-ray and it showed an indicated 2.2 to 60.
Yeah, that's incredible.
But the thing is, remember, the built-in ones are off of wheel speed, so they're definitely optimistic. It's not a GPS one. Everybody was losing their minds in the comments. I'm like, guys, I said that this is an optimistic time, but it's still
you're
fast.
even being overly honest. That
Yeah, it's like
you're still getting
we know. One time I had a Durango Hellcat in the winter, and I did launch control, and because the wheel speed at 60, it said 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds. And a Durango Hellcat, I was like, I'm taking a picture of this. It takes the ingredients of the Ferrari NAV8.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of those characteristics where it doesn't have the low end torque, it just keeps on revving, the way it sounds, like you can hear it echoing from miles away, and then it just turns the dial up in terms of the grip, the performance levels, all of those things.
It really is impressive. The C8 platform was already good, and this obviously takes things to an entirely different level.
The thing is, you can never go to a C8 Stingray after this.
Oh, no way.
Like, the engine just doesn't have enough revs. I'm like, come on, why is it already a red line?
Yeah, literally. The backup camera is nice, the visibility is good. This thing is really easy to drive. Like I said, when I went on that ridiculous, the least supercar type of event possible, driving in bumper-to-bumper traffic down to OC, this thing did great.
Isn't that what most supercars do in LA though?
Yeah,
Just go down PCH.
But you're hating your life the whole time. The difference was I
That's
wasn't
true.
hating my life. I had Apple CarPlay.
Yeah.
The air conditioning works so well in this car, it's insane.
We have cooled seats.
Yeah, well, cooled seats as well, but just the AC feels like it gets freezing immediately.
Yeah.
I've also noticed if you leave it in auto, the software in track mode is so aggressive, it's crazy. Like, it's constantly wanting to downshift and upshift, and it's like, all right, let's go.
Even more when you get that little green gear icon when you're driving it hard, it gets real.
What's the green gear icon?
That means it's like like the extra sporty shift mode and everything.
How do you do that?
You have to drive it hard. But if you drive it like a grandma, it's not going to do it.
Can I activate that in manual mode or only in auto?
If you do, there's like a little dance too. If you do both paddles in, release the left paddle, put it back. I forget what the order is. What to do when we're stopped. There's a way to do it. It's called like rapid departure mode or something funny like that.
Oh,
they have an interesting engineering name for it.
And then something I didn't know, I'm learning a lot from Eddie because he's owned this car, is that it has what Porsche has, where you can pull both paddles at the same time and basically do a clutch dump.
Yeah,
so you can pull it and rev the car.
Because when you're in just park, it will not let you rev it stationary.
That's pretty epic.
This engine is just properly special. There's
No, it's
something to me about an engine that like you don't expect and probably shouldn't have been made. Ferrari said a flat plane crank V8 over 4.5 liters would shake itself to pieces. And then Ford made the Voodoo 5.2, which I loved in my Shelby 350R.
Yeah.
You like those too.
100%.
And like that car at any moment could blow itself to pieces. And then somehow out of nowhere, Corvette decides to develop this engine. And I was like, wait, really? Who's doing high displacement, naturally aspirated V8s anymore? Everybody's downsizing. I mean, even Lamborghini's saying goodbye to their V10, right? Everything is going to forced induction.
It's a car that definitely will be known for its legendary engine.
Yeah, 100%.
There's so many good things about this car, it being mid-engine, so you got more weight over the rear tires. The traction on the track and off the line is very, very impressive. The suspension is obviously incredible with the MagneRide, carbon ceramic brakes, but that engine really is
the highlight.
The highlight
It is the
of the
absolute
car.
highlight.
And it just sounds ridiculous. For a stock car too, it's really loud.
Early on, I had a lot of people ask, like, companies like, exhaust. I'm like, I don't need an exhaust.
No, this doesn't need an exhaust, which is a rare thing on a car.
In, like, when you have the exhaust in the loudest thing, race mode or whatever, it's supposed to be just straight through the muffler.
Yeah.
So, like, it won't really get that much loud unless you start fiddling with high flow cats. But you can change the tone and it gets even more crazy, so maybe I'll do that at some point.
And
but...
you just put a new carbon air box on your car?
Venturi intake back there.
Did that make an induction noise difference at all?
I hear it sometimes if you're under lower load, but because the exhaust is so loud, and it's back there, right? I do notice the mid-range horsepower increase for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can definitely feel it. On the dyno that they ran, it was like they claimed like 30 or 40 mid-range horsepower increase. Yeah, so I definitely feel that a bit, and it looks really cool.
For those who missed the other videos or somehow lived under a rock and never saw anything about the Z06, it's got 670 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. And it definitely is a car that likes to be revved out. You feel the surge of power increase towards the upper RPM range. So it's interesting with that airbox that you're getting that mid-range. Probably makes it feel a little lot more lively.
Yes, it definitely wakes it up a little bit more.
Well guys, there you have it. It's been an amazing couple days with the Z06. Honestly, an incredible sports car, particularly for the money, but honestly for any amount of money. Special thanks to Eddie for coming out and providing some valuable insights, or not valuable, but thanks for being here.
Hey, I figured out how to take the roof off, all right? See, that was valuable.
That's some big brain activities.
Yeah. Honestly, this car is epic. I never thought I'd be a Corvette owner, but a car like this turned me into a Corvette owner.
It's pretty epic.
It's pretty cool.
All right, guys. See you next video.
My